The cat is out of the bag. Allow me to start this video with a cliched phrase which I already have used now. And the objective of this video is to help you if if you're somebody who's not scored well in cat, if you're somebody who's in the range of 80 to 90 percentile in this cat and you know your scores obviously because the scores are out, you're somebody who's in this range of 80 to 90 percentile and you're wondering, what do I need to do now? What is it that I need to do? What should be my next action step? Should I reappear for cat or not? Should I forget cat completely? Should I settle for the B school which I have in front of me? What do I do? Well, this video will be having all of your answers. Hi, I'm Darpan Saxena, an MBA graduate from Udaipur, and let's get on with the video. Now, first of all, as I've already informed in my last video on this topic, that for those of you who've not scored well in cat, I'm conducting a workshop on what do you need to do now. अब आपको करना क्या है? अगर आपने cat नहीं क्लियर करा है और शायद इस साल आप MBA भी आपको कहीं से करने की उम्मीद नहीं है, या फिर अगर है भी तो उन B स्कूल से नहीं है जहां से आप चाहते थे. If you're not expecting to go to those B schools, then this workshop is for you. You'll find the link to register for it in the comments below. Do go ahead, register for it. This is going to be a valuable piece of advice. Now, moving on from that valuable piece of advice to this video, this is what I'll be sharing with you, that what to do if you're in this range. So in my last one, I've already shared with you if you're somebody who's above 90 percentile. But now let me talk to you if you're this. First of all, I'll be starting off with my analysis of your performance. If you're somebody who's in 80 to 90 percentile, I would say one very simple thing, that most likely if your overall percentile slipped down to a 80 to 90, it means that you clearly have one or two weak sections altogether, जहां पे आप confident नहीं है, जहां पे आपसे control नहीं हुआ, आपसे वो संभले नहीं. Having said that, it also shows that you also clearly have some strengths. कुछ तो आपकी strength है जो आपकी percentile 80-85 तक लेके गई. Brushing up is required. Brush up करना जरूरी है. Weak areas को strengthen करना, जमाना जरूरी है. ये आपका current scenario है. Currently, this is what your relationship with the cat as an exam is. Now, again, this is the analysis, but what should be your action? What should you do if you're somebody who scored between 80 to 90 percentile? Then again, as I've said in my last video, depends on your number of attempts. आप अभी कौन से attempt में हैं उस पर depend करता है, because this is a very logical call. As I've already shared with you in the last video, I cannot give you a blanket advice कि अगर 80 से आप उसमें है तो ये हो जाएगा नहीं. This has to be dependent on your attempt, because after all, a factor which you need to include in it is the time and where you are currently. So if this is your first attempt, at cat and you've scored if you've scored between 80 to 90 percentile, then this is what my simple advice to you is: definitely reappear for cat one more time at least. अगर ये आपका पहला अटेम्प्ट था और पहले अटेम्प्ट में आप 80 से 90 परसेंटाइल के बीच में लाए हैं, आपको दोबारा कैट देना जरूरी है, मैं कहूंगा, because it will be a disservice to you if you think that okay, my cat is 80 to this much, नहीं होगा स्कोर, नहीं कर पाऊंगा. नहीं, because even if you've scored a 82 or 83, वो 82 से एक impeccable 99 percentile का जो फासला है, the gap between the 82 to a 99 percentile is 1 in the revision of your weaker areas, is 2 in the strengthening of your already strong areas, and 3 टेस्ट टेकिंग स्ट्रैटेजी. दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू टेक. बेसिक्स को कवर करें, थोड़ा बेसिक्स को कवर करें, इंप्रूव करें, वहां से परसेंटाइल इंप्रूव होगी. मॉक्स पे ध्यान दें, बिकॉज उसके बाद अगर आपने बेसिक्स कर भी लिए, आपको एक जबरदस्त मॉक टेकिंग, टेस्ट टेकिंग स्ट्रैटेजी की जरूरत होगी जो आपको एक 90 से 99 तक लेके जाएगी. You require a great test taking strategy which will take you from a 90 percentile to a 99 percentile. This is what my advice to you if you're somebody who's in your first attempt. Now let me come to those who are in their second attempt, for whom this was the second attempt at cat and you've scored between a 80 to a 90 percentile in cat. Now again, here is what the thing is. You have two options in front of you, and I will evaluate both of these options for you and I'll give you my advice of what would I suggest to you. The first option is settle for the best available B school. कि जी आपकी जो भी परसेंटाइल आई है, चाहे 82 है, 84 है, 86 है, 88 है, उसमें भी कुछ बी स्कूल के तो कॉल्स आपको आएंगे ही, वो अपने आप आ जाएंगे, या फिर अगर आपने उनको अप्लाई करा है, इफ यू अप्लाई टू दोज बी schools, you'll get some calls in those. So you have one option here, and the second option is simple: should you reappear or not? Both of the questions are there. Now my advice to you, if you are in your second attempt and scoring 80 to 90 percentile, settle for best available B school नहीं करना चाहिए. You should not settle for the best B school right now, even in your second attempt. There are two reasons why I'm advising this, that why you should not settle for a B school within 80 to 90 percentile, because one reason is that you are not very far from a good percentile. Please understand that. आप एक 98 परसेंटाइल प्लस या 97 परसेंटाइल प्लस के बहुत दूर नहीं हैं. अगर आप मेहनत करेंगे एक साल और, आप जरूर वो ला सकते हैं. तो you are close, that's why. So my irritation is right now that probably you're somebody who is supposed to be there. Okay, I'm not saying that it is important to be at a great B school, no, not at all, but you probably are supposed to be there. But if you could just give it that attempt, and probably you would be there. And the second reason why I would not advise you to choose a B school, to settle for a B school in 80 to 90 percentile, is that उस रेंज में जो बी स्कूल्स हैं, कंसिडरिंग कि आपके सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट में उतना है स्कोर, वो शायद आपके कैलिबर के बी स्कूल्स नहीं है. अगर आपने वहां से एमबीए कर भी ली, आपको लाइफ में आप प्रोग्रेस नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज आपने जो 2 साल वहां पे स्पेंड करे, उन बी स्कूल्स का इतना आरओआई ही नहीं है. दोस बी स्कूल्स डोंट इवन हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ एन आरओआई दैट दे विल गिव यू अ बिग फिलिप इन योर लाइफ. Therefore, I usually don't advise students to select the B school which is available for them, and therefore in the second attempt also I usually advise students to give it one more shot, because you are close. And I tell them what are the things which they have to do. They need to take up some online classes. They need to take that, because weaker तो कुछ है सेक्शन जरूर, उनको भरपाई करनी है शुरुआत से, बेसिक से पढ़ना है उनको. तो वो या तो किसी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में करेंगे, या फिर अगर आप में एक सेल्फ कंट्रोल नहीं है कि आप ऑनलाइन क्लासेस पूरी ईमानदारी से अटेम्प्ट और अटेंड की जाएंगी आपसे, तो फिर आपको क्लासरूम क्लासेस करनी चाहिए. डिपेंड करता है आपके circumstances क्या है, whether you can attend or not. This is my advice if you're somebody who's in the second attempt of CAT. Now quickly, somebody, if you are in your third attempt or more than third attempt, and in your this latest attempt your score, your percentile is between 80 to 90, then what my two pieces of advice for you are, there are two options. In fact, I should say that these are the two options which you will be having in your hands. Let us see what they are. The first one is, should you settle for the best available B school in front of you? And the second one, my dear friends, is not reappear again. It is about, I'm not even, now I'm not even talking to you about reappearing. I am saying, should you just move on to life's larger goals? Because there is so much more. I mean, MBA, तो पूरे भारत में सिर्फ 2 लाख बच्चे, 2 लाख स्टूडेंट्स, 2 लाख कैंडिडेट्स appear for CAT. So if only 2 lakh people out of the massive youth of the country is writing CAT, then obviously CAT is not the only way through which people are finding success. Definitely not. Definitely not. Just understand it like that. So क्या करना चाहिए ना इसमें? मैं अभी भी कहूंगा आपको, थर्ड अटेम्प्ट है, आपको अभी भी अपने बेस्ट अवेलेबल कॉल पे नहीं सेटल करना चाहिए. आपका स्कोर जब 90 परसेंटाइल प्लस था, जो मेरी लास्ट वीडियो मैंने क्रिएट करी थी, इफ यू वॉच दैट, at this point for third plus attempts, at this stage for this particular option 1, I had said that probably you can settle for that B school, because 90 से ऊपर वाले जो B schools मिलेंगे वो फिर भी decent B schools होंगे, जहां से आप लाइफ में फिर भी कुछ कर पाओगे. जो आपको, अगर आपने 2 साल, if you spend your 2 years in those B schools, they will take you 2 years ahead. But the B schools which you'll get in 80 to 90, a lot of influencers I've also seen, I must say it over here, is that, and it's not just about influencers, it's also about a lot of coaching institutes. They project and hype up certain B schools because it's a paid promotion, or I don't know what it is. That's not advisable, because those B schools are not going to take you 2 years ahead in life. Probably your life will be stagnant. आप जहाँ थे वहीं पे ही आप रहेंगे, especially if you have work experience. Therefore, settling for a B school in 80 to 90 is not something which I would advise you. Therefore, in this circumstance, I would advise you to attend my workshop. मेरी एक workshop है for those people, for those of you who have not been able to score well in CAT, and it's okay. It does not say anything about you. You should not feel bad about yourself. Probably you are a rock star in some other field. Probably you will start up something of your own, and you will actually be hiring these guys who are going into IMS ABCL, or you will be in the corporates with some organization, and you will reach such heights in that you will be the one जिसको प्लेस कॉम IMABC का चेज कर रहा होगा कि प्लीज रिक्रूट कर लीजिए हमारे यहाँ से. दैट्स द आइडिया. दिस इज व्हाट आई वुड एडवाइस यू. दिस इज व्हाट यू हैव इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. This is what my simple pieces of advice for you are. If you're somebody who is scoring between a 80 to 90 percentile in CAT, this is what you need to do. I am Darpan Saxena, and I am conducting a workshop for all of you who've not scored well in CAT, and it's okay, and you're evaluating what you need to do now in life. Find the link to the workshop in the comments below. Do join, that will be important. And I'll see you in the next video, in the next video of the series, wherein probably I'll be explaining you about if you are somebody who's scored below 80 percentile, and what is my piece of advice, what are my pieces of advice to you if you're that. Thanks a lot and goodbye.